The oil sludges everywhere. To most, it only means death, but some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways. Made the kill. That pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy. Whoa! It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it. The morks produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed under distress, blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you. Small things for your big ideas. On a leash. Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind. Definitely not open. Someone locked it solid. Bolted shut. The right key could open this. Locked solid. Couldn't just be open, eh? Need the right key. Lockety locked. Need a key. Locked up tight. Needs a key. Nothing simple. It's locked. That's not opening on its own. Oh, it's locked. Locked. Locked, but good. That's more than stuck. That's shut and good. Not opening for you. Gonna need a key of some kind. Bolted shut. Locked solid. Locked up tight. Just a few moves left. Make them count. There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and, without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right. But no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours. The sound of spark metal going pew-pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door. Just a few moves left. Make them count. There you go. The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out. Zap! Great shot. That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives. That paid off. He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why.
Ya wawanwe fofo bakwa papamu.
He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up.
The water.
He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed.
Weta gono alu utulua.
There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he's happy to see it's true.
The water.
The legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast is old and sad.
Mopu far kobi Miami.
The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark, a facial scar to remember the past.
Mopu far kobi. It's
a scar you're covering under that eye patch, isn't it? But he would have recognized you anyways. You look exactly like your Muma.
Lua tolu doma. Loma utulu ba yowo.
There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Lupa Lupin did to your village, your Muma and Popsy, was the beginning of the end.
Iboda kelmok.
He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present, to find your way back. But he's grateful you have. It was after the attack that the unity fell apart. Your Muma's disciples divided and formed tribes as a reaction to the blight that had fallen upon the land. The impending threat of the World Eaters bringing down the Tree of Life is ever so close. He also worries about the Jagni tribe that's actively working for a doomsday and purging of the world. Had it not been for the Tree of Life, no one would have survived. He hopes you at least remember the tree. Asks if you are tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if your Muma knows you are here. You're such a good child, so you probably did. Even the young forget. He understands why you came all the way out here, to see them, the potato people. The potato people, or Nono, are a wonder, somehow interlinked with this little tree here, fueling its source of life. You might be right. Like potatoes, they're packed with energy, an excellent... The Nono prefer to hide in glitter grass. He says you should get over there and ruffle it. See if you can make one come out of hiding. You found one. You should be proud. They don't... The energy is just what the pensai needs to complete its cycle and grow into a tree of life. Only time will tell. At least his intention is to dedicate his life to it. He has the feeling the fate of the world depends on it. You'll need a net to catch the Nono, and he wants you to use his, but asks you to be gentle. The Nono are sensitive beings, an embodiment of Ki, the primal energy. You handle that net like you've never done anything else. He's impressed. One day, he hopes the tree will have grown tall enough to sustain the world. But today, your focus is getting this one to become one with the tree. Everyone. One day, the land won't be as peaceful. Not even your Mooma will be able to protect us. You can already see the effects from how reckless those before us acted, and unless something changes, we're doomed. The land won't survive the side effects of the old world's industrial advances. He says you'd better hurry back to the village before your Mooma comes looking for you. You did good. No, she's got lots on her mind and needs rest after the raid last night on the Lupin camp with her disciples. Wonders if they let the Predator family live or not. He lost you there for a while. But no memory is alone. It's part of a trail you can follow. He says he remembers every single day he devoted to growing the Tree of Life, but now he's afraid it might be in vain. The tree started to die when the end of days begun. And it wasn't long after that. Records tell of the ruinous devastation the Toxanol Corporation inflicted on the land. The apocalypse sparked a re-evolution, the second coming, and our lineage. His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his Octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Noko has tamed the Midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast. Out of Date says his friends are gearing up to stop the World Eaters. There's one at the end of each route. The road ahead won't be easy, but he's counting on your support. His friends aren't strong enough to end this on their own. He wants you to understand that you'll all die if the tree isn't saved. He claims names have power, so he gave them these names to weaken them. For him, the porky puff is particularly personal. It was that carnivorous beast that took his leg. Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters. You're getting the hang of it. Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb. Know that the Tree of Life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the World Eaters. A signpost maps it out for the cartographically challenged. Let's see. Must be the World Eater that chewed off Out-of-Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down. The World Eaters have made their marks on our world over time. That's not the first nor the last village it'll leave in its wake. Look, a survivor. Glad to see someone made it out alive. He's heard the stories about the terror inflicted by the World Eaters to other enclaves, but never expected one to come all the way here. He worries there won't be much left to save if this continues, even if the Tree of Life survives the attack. He doesn't know what your connection is to this place, but something tells him you've stayed true to your heart. Anyway, he needs help and says it's by your actions you'll be judged, not by your intentions. He's grateful for that. You still seem to have a spark of light.
Ah, that's a spark of light in you!
What's there to like about light? It hurts to look at.
Not as much as it hurts to look at you.
Always making this personal.
And you're always trying to pretend it's not.
There's Out of Date again. He must have missed something important.
E bubuko von yun e baso don bubu bukoye.
Out of Date says you will make a better stand against the World Eaters with the support of a tribe, and there are two nearby.
E bubuko von yun.
The Myriad tribe is likely to be a good match as they act on the understanding of the greater good and have a code of honor.
Ato wamawa ba lo yualu.
Regardless of who you choose, it won't be easy, as the conflict between the tribes is worse than ever, teetering on the brink of war. The Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all the same. The Jagni tribe only ever had one conviction: to bring balance to the world by wiping out the weak. They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world and want to let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jagni isn't necessarily a bad thing. Fate will find a way. Out of Date says someone needs to break the stalemate and shift the balance of power to either Jagni's or Myriad's side. He believes the tribe's Sifus, Myriad especially, will listen to you and expects you to pay at least one of them a visit and play your part. Myriad is convinced that defeating the World Eaters is the only way the world can be saved, but they've been forced to focus on their rivalry with the Jagni tribe. Out of Date will be waiting for you beneath the Tree of Life if you lose track of what you need to do. Regardless, you'll meet again. Another fork in the road. It's either the tunnel or the motor bridge. What'll it be? It's unusual that natural tunnels like this still exist. Most of them got flooded. So much damage. This area was beautiful before the tribe war began. Look at it now. It's a war zone. That's the Myriad Tribe's fortress. Will they be friends or foe? You should head up there. That way you'll know. Let's see. It's a beaten path to that door. If you go there, you'd better make an entrance.
But I can realize.
Says they're wary of strangers. They're at war. Says goodbye to you. Says they're cautious of non-allies. Hopes you have patience. The Sifu can't stop himself from talking sometimes. Let's hope this isn't one of those days.
Sibi? La panen aginkan man. Geratna fal hutut mustugai la wute.
The Myriad tribe act on understanding of the greater good and a code of honor. They believe uniting the tribes is the only way to restore the peace. The Sifu is convinced that defeating the World Eaters and saving the Tree of Life is the only way to make the world a better place. He welcomes you to the Myriad Fort and introduces himself as the tribe's Sifu. But he was hoping you'd show up. The news of a vigilante Ronin on crusade crossing the Great Wall through the crack in Bunker 101 has preceded you. He heard you took out-of-date side against the scavengers in Bunker 101. It seems you believe in helping your next. And that's something you have in common. He's convinced you've returned for a reason and is glad you chose to come here. There's something about your spirit that sparks memories of you as a kidling. He can still sense you're kind-hearted. The Sifu says sometimes one memory can make another come to life. He hasn't thought about your Muma for ages, even though she taught him a lot. He was one of the original Wang Fu. Your Muma invented Wang Fu. Originally, it consisted of unarmed combat and the 6 weapons: the boomerang, the shuriken, the bow, the staff, the nunchuk, and the hook and chain. The Sifu says it's time to set the past aside, at least for now. Unrest is sweeping the land, and there are rivals in all directions. Myriad wants unity between the tribes. Their goal is understand the greater good and establishing a code of honor. If you believe there's some good in everyone, there's still hope for tomorrow. You'll unite the tribes and defeat the World Eaters to save the Tree of Life. He didn't expect that of you. You're the essence of a being born good. It seems that the darkness... He thinks you should reconsider and follow your heart instead of your mind. Otherwise he'll have no choice but to treat you as a rival. Relieved you came to your senses and chose what's right. You would have made an enemy here today if you'd left. You're a Myriad ally now. The Sifu was waiting for something to tip the balance in their favor, and with you by their side, he's confident you can unite the other tribes. The one you should coerce first is the Jagni tribe.
Buka Molosada Wusa Hut, Brita.
The myriad were placed here to fulfill a certain purpose, chosen to unite the tribes and take control of their destiny. The tribes need a firm hand guiding them into the future.
Mulakan Frifgel, Wusa Hut, Dankand.
Their kin have run out of options and found themselves backed into a corner. Even those who desire peace have been forced to prepare for war.
Dankand.
You need to take the struggle to the enemy, or the enemy will bring it to you. When survival is threatened, there's no other option left but war. He wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of. He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen.
Labu.
You both have gentle minds, so they want to wage a gentle war. A war that bonds as much as it breaks.
Labu Rewere Yonke, to Guy La Wute.
Tells you not to be afraid. Your fate cannot be taken from you. Claim the rival outposts and earn the right.
To Guy La Wute.
Once you've dealt with the rivals' outposts, you'll challenge their Sifu to unite their tribe with yours and let your kin share land again. You were all part of the same tribe once, but without your Muma there as a guide, the disciples turned on each other and formed their own tribes. Seeing you brings back his memories of the old village. Myriad wants unity between the tribes. Their goal is understanding of the greater good and he remembers your kind and unselfish soul and can sense you still have... Anyway, the memories you make with your family are strong and can sometimes come to life. Passing the old village on your way to the first rival out, even though it's now a different place from a different time, it is a place that'll make you remember.
It's one hina.
Wonders why you can't see how pointless all your efforts are.
Maluala, loa.
Wishes you goodbye. Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the wonky ones especially, deformed and unfurred. You're in pain. Rid of the aches and pains. You don't have the key energy for that. New thoughts for you. Time is lost on this place, but it evokes a tingling sensation. There's something special about it, drawing you closer. Let's see. As time passes, memories fade, and sometimes feelings change. It's not about who you were, it's about who you'll become. This story is far from over. Echoes of a long-lost past, like whispers in the wind. Here's someone who takes each day as it comes. He asks how you are today. Then he wants you to know that if you find yourself going through bad times, you should just keep going. He wonders where you've been. He hopes you've been out at the lake, practicing your swimming technique. Learning to swim can be scary when you don't know what you're doing. But fortunately, he's here to give you a helping hand. He thinks you should really know how to swim by now. And he'll be honored. He says that wasn't too bad, was it? At least you learned that you'll drown if you don't swim. But you need practice, lots of practice. Great things usually happen to those who never stop trying. He hopes you'll be one of them. You just need more time in the surf. That's the only way you'll ever learn how to swim. You can never try too hard. Judging by your Mooma's look, it seems you forgot something. You promised you'd train with her before the sun goes down. It's time to go. You know you can't make up for lost time. You should know, practice makes perfect. You have to keep working on it if you want to be good at it. She'll see you at the village square. She'll be waiting for you. There will be a surprise for you at the end, too. Here's another familiar face with lots on his mind. Asks how you're feeling today. His only interest when creating is that what he comes up with is actually useful. He was hoping you could help him pick up some scrap for a thingamajig he's working on. He's happy to hear that from someone that's a part of the coming generation. You owe it to yourself. You should look for things that are recyclable. It shouldn't take you. He wonders what usefulness you found. He says every little thing counts. He can work wonders with almost anything and asks if you know how to upcycle. That's the spirit. You can't make a difference unless you get your hands dirty. He'd love to teach you to upcycle, and the scrap you found would be a good start. You did well, but he can't help but wonder why you decided to craft a weapon. He believes being considerate will help you feel at peace with yourself. He understands, but hopes you won't be needing it anytime soon. You're not in this world to live up to his expectations, but he hopes you're never going to have to use that weapon of yours. He's looking forward to seeing what you'll make. It looks like she's starting to lose her patience. You know she doesn't like waiting for you. She wants to see you on the village square right away. Then you've got a good excuse. You share a responsibility to prevent hardship on nature and the environment. She wants you to grow up and start thinking for yourself. You really need to find yourself before she's gone. She won't live forever, you know that. But she intends to make the most of every day she gets, especially the ones you share together. You've always followed your own path, but this time she needs you to follow her. Then start by meeting her on the village square and take it from there. She knows you're a free spirit, always on the move, like the wind. They look determined. Better watch out. He asks you to stop right there and wonders where you think you're going. He says that it's not too late for you to turn back, though. There's no way they'll let you pass. He wants to know who you think you are. They push each other to become better, and sometimes someone gets pushed down along the way. She asks if you're hurt. What happened? If confidence is silent and insecurity is loud, she thinks you're absolutely right. The most important thing is that you're okay. It's time to focus on your training now. You won't need excuses if you are strong in your conviction. Here's someone close to heart, doing what he does best.
La fea nuhiava.
Seeing you always puts a smile on your Popsy's face. He wants to know how you're feeling.
Jamakuda horedatunka.
He heard you helped Gizmo clean up. He's proud of you.
La fea nuh kuntuf.
He asks if you could help him too before you leave for training.
Jamakuda horedatunka.
He'll talk to her, sure, but you know she wants you to accept responsibility for your own actions and future.
Jamakuda horedatunka.
He suggests you get going and find him gadgets and ideas for how you can upcycle some old fabrics. He's curious to see what you've found. He's all for renewal and has even considered making the trip out into the wilds to look for a bionucleus pool and refresh his DNA. He can work wonders with pretty much anything and asks if you know how to upcycle. Says at least dirty hands are proof that you tried, and that counts. That you failed this time doesn't mean you can't succeed the next. He says it's about time you learned how, and offers to teach you, starting with the scrap you found. The style might be too edgy for his taste, but it looks sharp on you. Agrees. At least that way it'll never go out of style. You should take it with you, wear it to practice. He thinks you should. She'll be proud of you. He's looking forward to seeing what you'll make next. It seems you have a talent for this.
Can't see.
Your Mooma says it's about time you got here. Hopes you're as ready as you... She says she is eager to get started. You don't have much time left before the sun goes down. But there's enough time left for repetition, and you need it. Training dummies don't hit back. That's a good attitude as long as you keep learning. Your Mooma says you did well today. She's so proud of you. Thanks you for being such a good student. Been working on a present for you, with the help of Gizmo and Wiz.
Kanyala no Toro.
You should go see him and find out what it is. You've deserved it.
Kamonu.
That's why you should be sure to thank him for it. Catchy.
Ruhemuktono.
Your Muma says she's never seen an apparatus as green as this little thing. It's wonderful.
Dropalo.
Figuring that out is half the fun.
Ansonbara. Kala.
A piece of Scraptronics like this has built-in old-world tech that makes it a potent communication device.
Turi kumbalamuma.
It's called an automaton, and it's hardwired to your DNA. It'll follow wherever you go and see whatever you see.
Ansonbara.
You're lucky to have such a fine helper with you.
Monibasa.
Your Muma says you look tired. No wonder. It's been a long day.
Andro?
She's so happy you made the most of it. Rest, and you'll find strength for tomorrow. Nothing could stop Lupa Lupin from setting the world on fire.
Antoro. Kensi. Kamonu.
Your Muma urges you to blaze a trail. A burnt kidling will learn to dread fire. That's just adding fuel to the flames. Give it a last burst and you'll make it. Your Muma says this is it. The time has come. She must fight Lupa Lupin. This time there's... He wants to destroy her. The time to fight is coming, whether she's ready. Whatever happens, you need to know she loves you. And everything she's done has been to protect you, your Popsy, and those she was... She tells you to stay back. This is her fight. It has nothing to do with you. History has finally caught up with her. She loves how... Here it comes. The past coming to haunt the present. You must go through fire and water to make it out of here. Your Your Muma says you can make it if you believe in it. Where she goes, you go. Blood is thicker than water. You're in deep surf. Don't make waves. The surf goes where it wants to go. It'll take you to the shore as long as you go with the flow. Death is not to be feared by one who has lived life with a pure heart. A part of her will live on in you. The creature is hungry for more. Nothing is going to stand in its way now. If a sacrifice is made for someone else, it's not lost, but passed on to the next. Life must go on. Real sacrifice comes from love and necessity when all other options are exhausted. The ultimate test of conscience is the willingness to give up anything to save what you truly care about. What you do for yourself dies with you. What you do for your kin remains and makes you immortal in their memory. As the moment fades and is lost, the only thing that remains is loneliness. It doesn't mean you'll forget your past. It simply means you need to move on. Let's see. Time to make something useful. Now, walk the walk, Pants. The tribe's caught a fluffy hulk. Better watch out, it's no pet. They couldn't keep it down. Fluff Hulk's on the loose. Running low. You gave them no choice but to take it down, even though they'd planned to take the Fluff Hulk out to the Farfnaki leaves. They've received news a Ronin had strengthened their A group of myriad crusaders already headed out to Jagni's Mercadorpus outpost and are waiting for you there. You should hurry there and help them best the outpost.
Dalatema Dalatai.
The Myriad tribe is prepared to fight to the death for souls that will be forever lost if not saved. Worth going outside just to see the night sky. Tunnels like this still carry echoes from the past. Can you hear it? Good hit. That'll teach him. Sure useful. Clonkety-clonk. That notice board? Filled with the leftovers of used-to-be wants. You're getting close to one of those old Toxanol brick towns. Pay attention. The Toxanol Corporation made this place. Toxanol never cared about the waste, as long as they didn't have to pay to clean it up. There must be a track somewhere in this brick town. Just hope it's not buried. The hours fly by in the dark. Would you look at that? A fry sparker from the back in time. Looks like the fry sparker's knobs need to be in sync if you want to get the hardware working. Just a few moves left. Make them count. It's a fry sparker mindset. Boom! You got something. It's not exactly what you wanted, but you got it right away. Now that's loot. Nice topper. Maybe it's late. You found the track. Amazing it was. So much of this place was just discarded. Lucky the track somehow made it. No, it was never nice. It was new once, but that's... The tracks moved on from brick... Never thought I'd see a clothes soak. You need to get the pegs lined up to get the clothes soaker rolling. Just a few moves left. Make them count. You really put a spin on it. Do you feel safer or more exposed in the dark? Someone will pay dearly for that. Let's see. It's time to create your own path. A flush stool from the back in time. It's an apparatus that sunk-sunks yellow. Seems like the tighteners on the piping need to be unturned correctly to drain the flush stool. That's the kind of trouble you really want to wash away. You could make something amazing. Those are the kind of things you need. You found the whereabouts, the deepest, darkest forest in the land, sometimes hard to see for all the trees. Hey, smarty. most tallest trees. That's a resource totem, a monument left behind by those that picked scrap, trying to keep the area clean. That's a Jagni tribe outpost. Scrap's great for building things. One at half his health. The sun is high. Timing's good. Well, what do you know? Just what you were looking for. Makes you look smarter. The gun for a king-sized performance. Mercadorpa's outpost, a Jagni tribe stronghold. Let's see. Says it's time to set the outpost free. Inflict as little damage as possible as you make your way through. Clarifies that rigging the odds in your favor in preparation of the takeover is one thing, but collateral damage. Here's the first line of defense. That's a bomb lobber. Spot wrecked it. That twirly wheel works that drain pipe. Spin the twirly wheel and open that drain. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Everything's clocking together. Try a key. Keep going. That cage is holding a helper. They never lost hope you'd come, but weren't sure if they'd last long enough to see it. Wants revenge on those who caged them. A sharpshooter. The scaffolding looks unstable. Here's the second line of defense. Better stay clear of the red ray. Red means danger. Bet a big bump will bring it down. Switch off the light. A barrel chute. Smack it to get a barrel out of it, then hit it toward the gate and blast it. That looks splody. Shoot it and watch it glow. Kaboom! You're in. Almost there. The outpost belongs to your tribe now. He says you made them weaker, but they won't give up. Your Sifu thanks you. Your tribe is growing stronger.
Again.
Says you did a great job capturing the outpost. You've earned the privilege of carrying. Figures the honor belongs to the tribe, too. Out of Date says he's doing his best to keep up, but from what he can tell, it seems you're making... He had a feeling you'd get along with the Myriad tribe. You seem to share the same values as the Myriad tribe. But Out of Date emphasizes that solving the tribe conflict won't matter unless you help make a stand against... That doesn't sound good. Out of Date's forebodings are justified. The jumbo puff needs to be taken care of. He says the time has come to confront the jumbo. Gizmo is working on making his Mekton strong enough to endure the oxygen-deprived dead zone all... You should get over there and see what...
Karap la wute.
He knows things that you need to know.
Geratna fal hutut.
Understands.
Sleepa. Terepata malawa.
Says you used to be able to find bleep bleeps whenever you liked.
Karivitu. Dri unkula.
Just imagine having all those bleep bleeps in your hands.
Darawaso asusho. Karivitu. Dri unkula.
Thinks that cupboard might not be easy to find.
Shen plinkum fum labapa. Brikzam zizi nabala.
Just find it and grab.
Tau chibla namze.
Better those bleep bleeps wind up with you than in the wrong hands.
Non sabarati. Valaveti babatis.
Figures they're better with you than with...
Dro ek udadrea. La sorate me susute.
Offers you extraordinary prices.
Dro ek udadrea. I nabukelio.
Wonders why you're in such a hurry. Offers you extraordinary prices. Wonders why you're in such... Maybe get rid of some extra things? Fair and square. Just walk between. Offers you extraordinary. Wants you to know you won't find a better deal. And it's yours. Fair enough all around. Let's see. You can see so much farther in the light. A shopperia. Maybe there's something still inside. Didn't expect to see that again. It's a bleep bleep. Seems that the knobs need to be aligned so the device can load its program. Boom! Got the power. Good to be able to get stuff done while the world is awake. This one seems to be in good spirits. Has heard that you have a sense of compassion and trusts it's in you. Asks you to do the right thing for the sake of your conscience. It's only through your inner conflict you're held. Is grateful you chose that.
Fan that flame!
Wait, no! Bright light blinds! It's dangerous.
I've got all the cold sick burns you need, Dark.
Oh, do you have to insult me?
I don't have to.
You need to align the knobs so that they match. Oh, that's rare.